While some police departments change their approach, certain groups are crafting plans for a policeless society. Alexa Liacco spoke to one about its vision for the future.
We didn't think this moment would be here this soon.
A moment of anguish, anger, and opportunity.
Aiming to change the narrative around policing from one that's more reform-minded to one that's abolition-minded.
Peter Van Kennett has spent the last several years working on a 150-year performance review of the Minneapolis Police Department with nonprofit MPD 150.
There's never been a point in the police department where there hasn't been a large amounts of race and class-based violence.
Their findings document the department's influence on the community and its lack of oversight. Since 1963, 5 separate committees were formed to monitor ethics within the department, only to be dissolved.
These committees are designed in such a way that they don't actually have real power, real teeth. They can only make recommendations.
Seeing the past and living through today's unrest, MPD 150 began planning for a police-free future.
Not that everybody here is in favor of it, but now everybody here has to talk about it.
That conversation launched into the mainstream by the death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police officers. And as the Minneapolis Police Department 3rd Precinct was set on fire by community members calling for change, the Minneapolis City Council listened, pledging to dismantle the department. But can we really live in a world without officers on the streets? MPD 150 says there are ways of making that happen.
It's about looking at underlying causes, putting money into employment, putting money into drug treatment, putting all these things are core principles of abolition.
It also means diverting 911 calls to the right responder.
We're not trying to make it so that there's nobody to call. We're trying to figure out who you can actually call.
But the Minneapolis police chief says he's not leaving without a fight for reform first, even with the issues the department has faced.
I did not abandon this department then, and I will not abandon this department now.
A police-free city may take years, but Van Kennett believes it will come.
I hope that we're able to look back at these few years as a revolution in history. This really could be the place where that happens.
I'm Alexa Liacco.